to our special Wednesday episode. So we apologize that we did not have an episode on Sunday. Our lives have been a little bit crazy, and we're going to talk about that in this episode, actually. But I was gone part of the weekend, so we just couldn't make our schedules work. Erica's babies all had stomach flu.
It was terrible.
That time of year, so it's crazy.
Rough.
So anyway, special Wednesday edition of Indie Wine Chat. So thanks so much for tuning in.
Yeah.
So Erica and I both just celebrated big milestone birthdays, and birthdays have always been such a special thing in my family. My mom and dad always made birthdays such a special thing, and so I kind of carry that along and like kind of go over the top for people's birthdays because it's like celebrating a year of everything that you've accomplished in your life and everything that's to come. And I just think that it's really important to celebrate and talk about and like rejoice.
Exactly.
Your birthday.
I know, it is. It's super fun. And especially when it's a big milestone one, then I think it's even more fun. So you just had your birthday last week.
Yes. So I just turned 25, which most people are like, you're only 25? And I'm like, or some people are like, are you sure you're not like 18? No, it just depends because I look so young, right? But then when
but then you've accomplished a lot.
Right. Then people meet me and they're like, oh wow, you like know what you're doing at age 25. And I'm like, I do, yeah, I figured it out. I just have been fortunate in the way that I figured it out. So yeah, I just turned 25 and you just celebrated 30.
Yes. So yes, I turned 30 in February, so that was definitely a big one. A little scary, but it was
scary.
It wasn't as bad as I thought. I thought I think being 25, looking at 30, I thought I was gonna like cry, and it was gonna be like the Friends episode where Rachel was like really upset, and she was not ready for 30, but it wasn't bad. Like I actually felt like it was exciting. Like I'm excited to be 30.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a negative thing. Yeah, which is always a bonus.
That is always a bonus.
I mean, yes, I realize that I'm a little old, but I still think it's great. I've accomplished a lot already. Lots of things to be excited and proud of. Hubby. 4 kiddos, like I feel like it's been
so much to be proud of.
So much. So it was definitely a good one.
Yeah.
So do you want to talk about like, I don't know, where you want to go now? What you've accomplished?
Yeah. So I shared actually on my birthday. I'm halfway to quarter of a century.
Weird when you think about it that way.
Weird age. I know. I'm like, I'm 25. That's a weird age. I remember being 21 and what that birthday was like. And then I remember like we went to Chicago for my 25th this weekend. And we like, everyone's like out for St. Patrick's Day because my birthday's the day before. And everyone's like, yeah, let's get crazy. And I'm like, let's just go to brunch.
Yeah, we want brunch and we want to sleep in.
So it's so funny how much things change from
even just a few years.
Yeah, in just a few years. But I shared on Friday, I shared a blog post about 25 like facts, thoughts, feelings, life, accomplishments that I want to do, dreams, etc.
Right.
And so within that, I just always think it's like so important to reflect on kind of what you've done and where you've been. Yeah. And so that was kind of, I thought about doing maybe like 25 things that I've accomplished or that I want to accomplish. And I was like, 25 things is a lot of things
I
that I want to accomplish. And I'm one of those people too that I try not to limit myself to like, this is what I want to do and I'm going to do it by this time on this date at X age or whatever, because you just don't know where life's going to take you.
Right.
And God's plan is usually different than your plan.
Exactly.
So like, you never know.
Go with the flow.
You got to go with the flow. So yeah, I think one big thing that I accomplished in this last year that I learned and am proud of is that I am not a great manager of people who don't have the same morals and values as me. And that was a hard thing for me to learn because I am a leader. Like I love to lead people and I like to be in that environment where I'm kind of in charge or people can come to me and ask me questions and whatever. And I feel like within Trendy and Indie and within Indie Wine Chats, like we kind of do our own thing.
Right.
So we don't have to report to anybody, which is really great. And we don't have anybody under us. I mean, I have an intern, but I just am like, we just work well together. So it's a different scenario. But, you know, in a previous job, I just learned that managing staff is maybe not my passion and it's maybe not what I'm good at. It doesn't mean that I'm not a great leader. It just means that I have other priorities other than trying to tell people what to do every single second of their day, including breathe. You know what I mean? So so I think that was a big, hard thing for me to learn in this last year, but it's something that I'm proud of. What about you?
That's so funny because I feel like I just had this conversation with somebody else and I pretty much had those same thoughts about managing people. I can manage myself all day long because I know what my expectations for myself are and what I want to do and how I want them done. And I realized that, about myself. And I will say, you're definitely more leader. I wouldn't say I'm not a leader. However, I think I'm doing it in a different way.
Yes, sure.
And I feel like, as far as managing people goes, I realized that about myself, that, you know what, like, I do better handling myself because I know what my own goals are,
right.
and I have reflected on myself, learning that, you know what, I don't think that's my strength. It's
right.
just not. And I think that I can be very task-oriented sometimes, and I feel like that reflects in leading other people because I feel like I'm not that I'm not people-oriented.
Right.
I love to talk to them. So I think that's funny that you say that because I feel like I've had those same type of thoughts this last year, which has led me to kind of some other things that are coming up in my own life. But another thing would be learning to say no. And that is so hard for me. It's very hard because I feel like sometimes it's hard to say no when you feel like it's a good opportunity.
Yes.
However, especially being a mom and having kids, like you do have to have a good balance. And that's difficult because you don't want to necessarily stifle everything creatively that you want to do, but at the same time, like my role as a wife and mom will always come first.
Yes.
And so learning when to like, okay, as much as I want to do this, maybe I shouldn't because that's taking on too many things and I've got to balance it. And that's hard for me because I'm a people pleaser and I want to like, if I feel like they can use me or they need me, I'm like, yes. I'm like, I'll do it. I'll do it. And then I get myself into a point where then I like wear myself down.
Yeah.
And then I don't feel like you can only do so many things well. If you stretch yourself too thin, then you're doing too many things mediocre.
Yep.
And that was a realization I think I had to come to in the last couple of years is like, okay, what do I want to do? Because of those things I really want to do, I need to do well.
Right.
And so kind of figuring out that balance, I think it's been refreshing too, to be able to be like, it's okay that you can say no sometimes to things.
No, you're so right about that. And I struggle with that still because I'm just like, oh, it's a new opportunity and it's a new networking event and it's new, it's all these things, and then I'm like,
because they're not bad things.
Right, they're not bad things. They're like great things that I want to say yes to, but I've just learned that like time is money. So if somebody comes to me with an opportunity that's like unpaid or that's just volunteer or whatever, like don't get me wrong, I love to volunteer. But like, there's a difference between like doing
volunteering for good,
and like for a brand or like whatever. Yeah, so I've just learned that like what I have to offer is valuable and it's important, and I just can't do it for the fun of it anymore. Like I have so many other things to do. So that's something that I'm working on as a 25-year-old.
It's still hard. I'm 30 and it's still hard, you know? So I think it's something that you just kind of have to, it's probably just going to be a struggle, though. I mean, all throughout life, but it's just a way to like make it work for your life and when to say no and when to say yes.
Right.
So I think that was a big one.
Yeah. What's something that you want to accomplish this year?
Gosh, oh man. Something I want to accomplish. I feel like this year I'm going to have a little bit of a difference in my job, I would say. So I think being able to accomplish something for myself more instead of always working for other people's dreams. I think trying to finally make time for things that I'm truly passionate about. So I think this year is going to be kind of figuring that out because this is new for me. I've always worked for somebody else for 12, 13 years. Right. So this year I think is going to be the year to figure out what do I want to do to further what I'm passionate about and turn that into a career for myself. So I'm excited.
Yeah,
it's scary. To branch out, I think, on your own fully, but I'm also really excited for the opportunities. Yeah. So I think that's something I really want to accomplish this year.
Yeah.
So
good. Yeah, that's so exciting. Well, kind of similar lines, I guess, because I still do work for other people all the time, which I think is really great. But I think just the importance of knowing that what I want to do and that my dreams are significant too. That I don't always have to be living other people's dreams. And that I have people in my life that support those dreams. 100%. Like, my husband, Colin, I could not do things without him. Yeah. And he takes my pictures, and he helps me with Instagram, and he always is looking for new ideas, and we bought this camera, and he, researched it, and all of these things. So I think just continuing to build relationships like that where I have people in my life that support me and help me build my dreams versus the people who are present in my life, but they're not fully showing up. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
So they want to be a part of my life, but they don't fully support everything that I'm doing, or they don't fully get it, or they don't ask me about it, or whatever. Yeah. So I think just continuing to foster relationships that are valuable on both sides.
And that's important, because I feel like there's different levels of relationships. I know that sounds kind of bad, but obviously a relationship that I have with my husband or my kids is a different relationship than I have with you or, other people. Yeah. So, and I think, finding those people that support you. And it's not that you can't have lots of friendships, but I feel like the older I've gotten and the more like family oriented, it's difficult to have so many relationships that you're invested in. Yes. And that sounds kind of bad, But at the end of the day, like, I always want to be able to spend time with my family.
Right.
And I think I tried for so long to have so many friendships. Yep. And that can get really hard. And then it's like, then I feel like I'm not being the best friend that I could be because I'm stretching myself too thin.
Right.
And so I think finding those relationships that, like, I think are give and take, that you both feel like you're investing, but then you both feel like you can pour into each other, I think are really important, and not just a relationship that's take, or one that you feel like I'm just like taking from other people as well, emotionally or whatever that may look like. So I think, that's important to find those relationships that support you, and not that other relationships aren't important at all, because I think there's so many people that we've connected with.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, but you're not going to be able to be best friends with 85 people. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's hard sometimes to realize that, and that's not a bad thing. Everybody has people they bond with and are closer to, but I think it's about finding those relationships that you want to pour into and invest in, because you're not going to be able to do that with 1,000 people.
Right. So, no, you're so right about that. Yeah, so I think we both have a lot to look forward to this next year, including something that we are doing together.
Yes.
So we're really excited about that. Should we share?
Yeah, I think so. For sure. So
we are going to NYFW together this fall, which we are really excited about. It's something that I've dreamed about for years and have wanted to do. And so I'm excited that we're going to get to do it together. It's like that's like a big milestone.
Huge bucket list.
Yes,
and milestone.
Huge bucket list item for us. So we're excited, and you guys will get to follow along on our journey.
Oh my gosh, you're going to probably be sick of us because we're going to be blowing you
yeah, we will. It's totally fine.
But we're so excited, and I think that's something that we can be excited about. So.
Yeah. So cheers to birthdays, you guys, and celebrate them. Celebrate everything that you've accomplished, everything that you want to accomplish. I think goal setting is so important, Don't
put yourself in that box. And if you don't check it off, well, then thank God you have another year to
figure it out. Yep.
So don't, I can get discouraged. Sometimes I feel like I can set goals and realize, gosh, a whole year's gone by and I didn't get to do what I thought I was going to be able to do. Yeah. But I feel like if you're working hard and you're always being kind, I feel like those are the things. Every day my kids get out of the car, I say, love Jesus, work hard, be kind.
Yes, I love that.
As much as I want my kids to be straight A students or whatever, I want them to do their best, and I always want them to be kind first. Yes, and I feel like that's something to keep in mind. Yep. Always be kind to people. I feel like that goes such a long way.
It does.
Over being successful, and not that those things aren't good, but like always just choose to be kind to others and be uplifting and encouraging. Always. I think that's always important.
Yes,
so that's
for sure.
My little tidbit.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you Sunday for a swim edition with Magnolia Boutique.
We're excited.
Yay. Cheers.